e quer trabalhar na África do Sul? Você tem documentos que o qualificam para trabalhar na África do Sul? Nesse caso, podemos ter uma oportunidade para você trabalhar no Canal África. Envie seu currículo e demonstração para Canal África at newsroom@channelafrica.co.za. Lembre-se, se você não receber alguma resposta nossa em 14 dias, isso significa que você não foi selecionado. Canal África, a perspectiva africana.
Her name is Puleng Molebatsi, and she's on Out and About.
When one masters the connection between energetic intentions, the phase of the menstrual cycle compared to cycle of the moon, they can master the flow of their money because currency flows like water. Sounds cryptic, but don't panic. I'm going to unpack it. Zandile Mfumo Mabilisa is a spiritual, energetic, and womb healer. She speaks to us about how women can use their menstrual to master their money. She teaches this more in depth with her Moonlight School. Good morning, Zandile, and thank you so much for your time.
Good morning, Puleng. How are you?
Good. Wait, I'm so curious. Yo, curious. Tell us. You speak about the connection between a woman's body, energy, and money. I know about energy just in general. Can you please explain this idea in a bit of a simplistic way?
So, for anybody to be born, for anybody to have an existence in this universe, they need to go through a womb. And there's a reason why. The womb is able to absorb energies and bring forth life with it. Life always begins in an energetic form. So your womb is not just there to create physical life, but it can create anything. Business ideas gestate in the womb center when you're a woman. Solutions get gestated in the womb. So essentially, whatever you implant in your womb or within yourself gets gestated in the womb and has a gestational period, just like your menstrual cycle. You have a phase where there's the follicular phase, where essentially when you have a business idea, that energetic exchange that you have with the universe gets implanted in the womb. So you're like, I have an idea, but you're not yet sure how to deal with it. It gets implanted in your womb, and in the follicular phase, your ancestry, the energies in the universe start connecting with you from a womb perspective, and it starts forming ideas and solutions to this idea that you have. Then you get the full moon phase, which would be the ovulation phase, where your womb would be the most energetically aligned to birth said idea. Then you'll get the luteal phase, where the womb, the womb lining starts falling away, and it's the menstrual cycle. That's when the ideas would essentially land, and with the menstruation cycle and actually going through your period, you would then be essentially releasing into the universe that idea. And then that's when you actually start finding that, oh, this is how I can do this business. This is how I can start going. This is what I can do. And then the cycles repeat every single month for you to fine-tune that business idea.
Okay, I get you now. I hear you. But then you also bring in the element of the moon with regards to the woman's cycle. How does that connect with a woman's body and her financial flow?
So the moon has its own menstrual cycle. We have a full moon when the moon is in full view, where we can all see. Then the moon starts disappearing, which we call the waning phase, which would then mirror the luteal phase, when your uterine lining starts shedding. Then you get the new moon, which is an empty womb after it's released and has shedded. Then you get the waxing phase, when the moon starts coming into light again, which would then be the follicular phase for a woman. So the moon itself represents the menstrual cycle. This is why women's wombs align with the moon. Just as there are 13 lunar cycles, a woman has 13 menstrual cycles. Some women will find you'll get 2 periods in a month, and they'll freak out. And it's not that anything is wrong. It's just that your body is just aligning to its natural rhythm in accordance or in alignment with the moon. So in how the body or the womb interacts with the moon is that when you, for example, start your period and it just so happens to fall under the full moon, The full moon is a time for when you release. And then that would prepare your womb to release whatever habits or mannerisms or anything that's negative that needs to leave your womb that is preventing you from achieving this goal, this financial goal, this business goal. And when it aligns with the full moon, the body and the lunar cycle works together to release this from your body so that your body and your energy in your womb can continue doing and working on growing that seed that you planted with your business or whatever goal you've set for yourself financially, whether you're looking for a promotion, whether you're wanting to start a business, whether you're wanting to become a director, whatever it is. The minute you plant it in your womb, that lunar cycle and your menstrual cycle will work together with the universe, your ancestors, to implant that seed and continuously grow it through the cycles of the moon and also the cycles of Mother Earth, because they work together. They're all feminine cycles.
And what are some of the practical ways then, Zandile, that women can start becoming more aware of this cycle and be able to kind of then align that with how they move daily?
Absolutely. And this is what I teach in my Moonlight School. Your womb speaks to you in your dreams. You, your higher self, and your ancestors speaks to you in your dreams. And the woman's dreams is aligned to the womb, which means it also aligns to the lunar cycle. Dreams become more vivid in the full moon and the new moon. And in between the waning phase and the waxing phase of the moon, that's where you get to integrate whatever you have released or whatever you have planted for yourself in that particular month. And when you pay attention to your dreams, it's like a conversation between you and your higher self saying, hey, you missed this during the day. This is a lesson that you might have missed in your dreams, so pay attention to your dreams. And then in that symbolism of the dreams, you essentially get a notification from your ancestors and your higher self to say, this is what happened in the day that you may have missed. And the womb and the moon cycle affects our emotions. Just like the moon works with the oceans and the water bodies of the earth, as women and wombs can create water, it affects our emotions as well, because spiritually speaking, water represents emotional regulation and emotional bodies. So the womb and the lunar cycle and the dreams work together to bring to you the emotional things that are preventing you from achieving that goal, because sometimes how we feel and think about money is tied to our trauma. If you have learned lack of your childhood and into your adulthood, whenever you receive money, and a large amount of money if you're not able to emotionally hold that much abundance, your womb will naturally release it. And a lot of times women will be like, I'm getting money, but then it just disappears and then it's a dry spell after that, because you have taught your womb that it's not safe to hold so much abundance. And when you deal with those dreams and you deal with those emotions, you are essentially training your womb to expand and to hold more abundance. And if you don't do that internal emotional work, there's not ever a time that you're able to control the flow of money and abundance that comes to you. Your container, that being your womb, only knows how to hold a specific amount, and if it overflows, it only knows how to release it and let it go so that it can keep the amount that it's used to, based on your trauma, based on your misunderstandings and past life and past experiences.
And Zandile, these are some of the things that you teach through Moonlight School. What can women then expect to learn when they join this program?
So with my program, it comes with a bundle. It comes with a journal, a dream journal, where we learn how to use the journal, how to set your intentions for the month. And I also teach how to pay attention to your dreams, because within that journal, there's a dream library where I list a few symbols that the womb or generally ancestors use to communicate with you. It comes with candles and it comes with cleansing salts and it comes with teachings of womb rituals. Because when your periods come and you actually talk to your womb and say, look, with this period, I want to release this particular habit or release this particular trauma, using your candles to connect with your ancestors and using cleansing salts that kind of refresh your aura and sets new boundaries. We use those tools that I put together to learn and understand, because it takes 3 lunar cycles, 3 months, for your body and your womb to learn something new. The first month would essentially be you saying, oh, this is something new. The second month would be you practicing how to keep that structure. And then the third month would be you mastering that new structure. And it stays as a part of your DNA in your womb. And then the following months, you would then be mastering it. The journal is curated to help you master this new work in 3 months. And I give the ladies the tools that they need emotionally, mentally, how to notice in their dreams that your higher self and your ancestors are asking you to fix this or heal this particular wound. Or they'll tell you with this growth that you're trying to achieve, this is the emotional blockage that is within you. You know, for example, when you're dreaming about being chased or being attacked in your dreams, a lot of the times we like to externalize and think that someone outside of us is trying to attack us. Me not back at the ranch, your high self and your ancestors are saying there's something within you that's making you feel attacked. Now it's time to dig deep and figure out what it is that's trying to make you feel attacked. Once we sort that out, you will no longer stand in your way of you achieving that money or getting that money and keeping it consistently with each cycle.
Thank
And
you
that's
so
what
much.
I teach with my
Thank you so much for the insight. Where can we find you? Please share your social media handles as well.
You can find me on TikTok under Amafu Notando. That is the only platform I have for my spiritual teachings. And I still have some spots left for the Moonlight School. I think I have 6 or 5 spots left, and it's closing tomorrow for the month of April. And then the next one will be in the month of May. But it's Amafu Notando on TikTok.
All right. Thank you once again. Have a fantastic Saturday going forward.
Thank you so much, Puleng. I appreciate this. Thank you.
Okay, that was Zandile Mfumo Mabilisa. And that is actually much more simple than I thought. It's the kind of things that I actually gravitate towards when you really are interested in energy and the connection of things. Because honestly, nothing happens in isolation. Whatever comes to us, it's probably sometimes what we attract, and sometimes it's part of the journey that we were meant to be traveling. There's a lot that's going on, but I think you got what she was talking about, and hopefully as ladies we can tap inside to be able to solve a lot of the challenges that we are facing. 10:35 Central African Time. Let's take a break.
6 decades of rhythm, resonance, and relevance. We are